Talk about religion because I got kicked out of RE for playing footsies in grade 5 and asking too many questions. Thank you. How kind. Yay! Free! And I'm not going to talk about Star Wars either because I haven't actually watched it and I'm a girl and I do have a life. Instead, I wanted to anyways, stay with me. So instead I wanted to talk about date hate. Yep, that's right. Not date rape. Date hate. Recently I've started dating again and yeah, how much fun is that? Not really. So I wanted to, I thought it was my civic duty to kind of share with you guys my experience because I thought it might actually make some of you feel better about the dodgy dates that you've actually had and also maybe educate some of you guys on what you probably shouldn't do. Unfortunately, the guy I went out on the date with isn't here. Lucky for us. And lucky for him. So anyways, so I went on this date and I just want to say to you guys, like, you know, if you ask a girl out for a drink, probably don't be late and probably don't text us after half an hour saying that you're making an entrance. Bit of a double entendre there, I guess. Because making an entrance is really our thing, like we're chicks, and we can turn up fashionably late and look hot and all is forgiven. But if you guys turn up late, you just look like cunts. Sorry, but you do. And if you do turn up late, then you should probably just apologise really sincerely and buy us a drink. And not follow it. She knows what I'm talking about. And not follow it with a comment like, so, what's this place like? Do they have cheap drinks or is tonight going to send me broke? No. So anyways, you know, if you invite a chick out for a drink, you should probably actually buy her one. Yeah, and not let her go round for round with you and buy her own drinks as well as yours. So if we've actually fought the urge to leave once you've turned up late and we're still there, it's probably not a good move to go with a comment like the worst comment I have ever heard, which was, so, do you fuck on the first date?
Well. We want to know.
Well, after I finally came up with a comeback, which actually surprisingly didn't take me that long, I sort of said, well, that depends. And he just looked at me with this starry-eyed look of hopefulness. On what? I said, well, it kind of depends on how late you are. And half an hour doesn't cut it. No, sorry. So from that point I kind of thought, can this date actually get any worse? And the answer unfortunately is yes. Yes, it can get a whole lot fucking worse. So after that wonderful proposition that it was, his mates joined us because they just so happened to be at the same bar at the same time. I mean, fancy that, you know, just what are the odds? And after they came and sat with us, and, you know, I was going up and getting my own drink to numb the pain. One of his friends actually chirped up and said, so, are you going to get in a round? Now, I wasn't quite sure what he meant by this because there was about 8 dudes sitting around the table. And I hope he was talking about a drink. But after the last comment, I really wasn't quite sure and I was a bit intimidated. So I got a double, but not a round. So guys, you know, just, you know, word of advice, don't ask a girl if she's going to fuck on the first day. It's probably not going to happen. If you haven't got a slap in the face after that, I should think that, you know, you've gotten lucky. So anyway, we were sitting there with his mates, and I bought myself a few drinks, and I kind of thought the night was done, and I actually managed to get a word in amongst the conversation that was happening between him and his mates, and I sort of said, oh, so I think I might go home now. I think I've spent enough money on myself. And I'm not really enjoying it that much. Kind of going to go home. So anyway, I said, I think I'm going to go home now. To which he eagerly caught and went, so you're going to go home and, you know, and I'm going to go home. So if we say, you know, I'm going to go home, and we don't say anything after that, it's kind of a bit of a point there, you know, like it kind of means we're going to go home and you're not going to come home with us. If we go, I'm going to go home, what are you doing? It's kind of a little bit of an opening there, but there was no opening there. So after I said, oh, I'm going to go home, you know, he's like, so do you want me to walk you home? I'm like, no, I think I'm right. I'd rather walk home and get raped on the way home than get fucked over more by you this evening. It kind of seems that I've had enough of that. So then of course comes the awkward end to the date. Oh, the awkward end. Now I'm new at dating, and so, you know, I mean, I guess the more you do it, it doesn't become any less awkward. It's still awkward. And so there was the whole, I can call in sick tomorrow, you know, like, no, I think I'm going to be sick when I get home. And not because of all the drinks I bought myself. So anyway, you know, we walked downstairs to the bar, and, you know, there's the awkward, like, what's going to happen here? And even after the, so do you fuck on the first date, and the shot down after that, and then the mates turning up, and then me buying my own drinks, he still thought he had the right to go in for the goodbye kiss, which I knew was happening, and I was just kind of like, I knew I had that I'm going to be sick face on already, and I couldn't save it until I got home. But it was there, and it didn't deter him, and it was just kind of awkward. And so as I'm standing there, and he goes in for the goodbye kiss, and I kind of do the whole turn of the head side face deflection, and it kind of brushes off the side, and it was just this awkward kind of hug of, get my body away from you. Catch any of your doucheness. So anyways, you know, we ended it at that, as lovely as it was. And I walked home, even though I live very far away from there. I still walked home, because I didn't want him to know where I lived. Anyways, and as I was walking home, I was kind of trying to digest what had just happened, and, you know, my first date in a while, and I was like, And I started laughing, because I thought, it's kind of funny. At least I could get up and talk about it with a microphone. And thank God he's not here. But as I was walking away, contemplating on becoming a lesbian, I just thought, because that would probably be less scary. You know, I was walking away thinking, at least my next day is not going to be quite as awful as this. I mean, it really only has to go up from here. You know, I mean, how can it get any worse than that? So, anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave you guys. Thanks for listening to my angry rant.
You know what you've just done though? You have completely tempted fate by uttering the phrase, how could it get any worse than this? Nothing good has ever happened.
Something to talk about next week.
No one has ever said, how could it possibly get any worse, and then something better has happened.